Hey traders, John Howell here. Market has just closed. You know what? I'm seeing that gold mining stocks and possibly the stock market, I'm actually seeing a bounce. I'm seeing a bounce is likely to come real soon. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so what I want to talk about today is I'm seeing a bounce that is probably we're probably likely to see real soon, and I'll share with the reasons why I'm saying that. And remember traders, the big thing that we come through, the big thing that's the most important for us is just to continue focus on the market, okay? Not our little thoughts, okay, and your opinions. The thing that remember, we never want to trade based off what we think the news or the headlines or the thing is happening in the markets, right? Because the thing, say for example, we trade on inflation. Oh my goodness, inflation's so bad, I'm going to short the markets. What happens if the market is saying right now that inflation's probably peaking right now? Well, I'm not saying it is, but what if it is peaking and we're likely to start to see a decrease over the next 12 months, so therefore the stock market's going to have that less of a pressure, right? So the whole thing is that we cannot trade based off what's happening right now because the market is always forward thinking, right? The big thing about the stock market is what? The big thing about the stock market is that the market sees things before we actually see things. The market sees things before we see things. It's forward thinking. It see things happening. So if things are going to start to turn around for a little bit, maybe for inflation, and the market likes that, well, the market's going to rally even before things start to kick in. Make sense? So we'll look at that, and we'll also look at the actual stock market, the stock market itself as well, too. Stock market and also the mining sector as well. Even possibly gold. Gold could actually also be causing a bit of a false breakout. I believe gold could see a false breakout soon. So I'm going to talk about that as well. So if we have a look at this, is actually the stock market here. And the first thing that I'm always looking at, and as you can see, the best thing I do say, traders, is that firstly, take everything off the screen, okay? Take everything off the screen. I use volume down here, but I'm not even looking at volume. Forget the volume. Just have a blank chart. Now, you can use candlesticks, or you can use a black chart, something like this as well too. It's totally up to you. But just have a black chart. And what you want to do is this. You want to zoom out. So the best thing, whenever I'm reading the market, I want to see where is trend, right? Because we know the trend is your friend until the end, right? But where is the trend? What is the trend, right? So that's the most important part to us trading, isn't it? So if that's the case, what I used to do, a big mistake, is I used to zoom in like this, see very, very close and look at the bars. Maybe even 1 or 2 or even a couple of months. And even though that's important to me when I'm trading the markets to see the bar that I'm getting it on, the bar is not the most important part of your entry system, right? It is to me anyway, is looking at the overall trend. So the best way I can see the overall trend is to squeeze my charts up as much as possible, like this, right? So I'm looking at a daily chart right now. I'm going to squeeze it up as much as possible, or should I say, probably say maybe 2 or so years worth of data where I'm squeezing it up. See how they're very close together. I'm not trying to see the individual candlestick. Oh, that's a bullish engulfing. It's this. It's a. I don't care about that right now. Okay. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to see where is trend analysis. Where is the trend analysis? And then I can start to see. Oh, look, we have a high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. Right, all the way up. We have these high lows, and then guess what? High, low. Then we started breaking what? Lower, low, low, equal low. Then we started breaking a lower low, a lower high. Now we've done what? We've now broken a higher high. What does that actually mean? Well, this actually could be a trend change warning, right? It could be a trend change warning. I'm not saying it is, but it could be, right? So because remember, just if we make a higher low, then we actually break a lower low, we could then be getting rally up to start a downward trend, right? If that's a downward trend. But what happens if the market comes down, makes a lower high, comes down and rallies up there? We could be coming down to get ready for something like this, and then we start a new upward trend. Again, just following with the markets. So this point through here is where the market is saying, oh, we're possibly going to be changing trend now, and we need to be listening to that. Just like back here, right? See back here, see right there? What happened? Made higher lows all the way up. High low, high low, high low, high low, high low, high low, all the way up. Then what happened? We actually broke a lower low. That was the first breaking of a low all the way up. What does that mean? Possible trend change. And then we actually started this downward move. Now we're getting the opposite, high. So we could be getting a higher low here soon, right? So that's the very first thing I'm saying. Oh, we could possibly be getting a bit of a bounce through here, all right? A bounce. So that's the first thing I'm looking at. The second thing I'm looking at is now I'm going to bring on a 52 moving average on my daily charts, okay? 52 moving average on my daily charts. And you'll start to notice what the 52 moving average does. It's like a momentum indicator. If the moving average is strong trending up like this, that means there's strong momentum on the downside. If it's down like that, there's strong momentum on the downside, strong on the downside, strong on the upside. If it's flat like this, that means there is no momentum in the markets, okay? So as you can see, look what the moving average is doing right now. Look at this here, strong up, down, down, but look what's happening now. Notice how we're actually starting to do that. What is that doing? That's actually gone down, flatten out, and now it's started to do something like this, right? We'll do that. So see how it's actually starting to trend up. The moving average, which is gauging the underlying momentum, is actually starting to pick up to the upside. This is actually really, the market's telling us something here, right? It's a really interesting key point here that we're looking at, because if the moving average came down like this and then flatten out, then you'll be like, oh, it's flat, okay? It's flat through there. Now, it doesn't mean the market is going to go down, but it doesn't mean the market is going to go, it doesn't mean the market's not going to go up. But by looking at this here, by firstly looking at the trend, now we could possibly changing the trend, and then we're getting a pullback. And now we're getting the moving average starting to trend up, the overall momentum. We're starting to get technical analysis that we can rely on to say we could quite possibly getting a bit of a trend and change. So I wouldn't be too surprised to start to see like this, like this, like this, like this, right? And then on top of all of that, what do we have? If I bring on my trend lines and my moving averages, what do we have? Let me actually do it. That's that long-term chart through there. What do we have through here? What do we have? We have a long-term trend line starting to come into play. So we have three major things that are starting to say, okay, we had a higher high. This could be a higher low here soon, and then a trend change. Okay, so we could be getting that. Then we have the moving average trending up. So that's one is this is the trend. Two is look at the moving average. The moving average is actually starting to trend up a bit, which there, and then we're also at this level. So I wouldn't be too surprised to actually see a bit of a bounce coming in the stock market. Make sense, traders? So before I actually get into gold and the GDX, traders, make sure you head on down to, or make sure you get the Master Trader Lab bundle. The Master Trader Lab bundle that I'm doing right now is only for $4. Let me put this through here, right? If you go to johnsflashsale.com, or there might be a link in the description, only for $4. What you're going to learn is you're going to learn my top 4 chart reading and trading techniques that you can use on any market for only $4, so that you can prove your success rate, take the confusion out of the markets, understanding what's going on right now. There's a whole bunch of really down home country goodness through here, especially this one right here. I'm going to show you a technique that's been working since the 1950s. So wait till you see that technique. It's going to be absolutely amazing. You also get like this video number 4. Video number 5 is an hour and 20-minute full deep training on the powerful strategies. I teach you my number 1 short-term trading system, and you also get access to a live training as well too. So if you are struggling with the trading right now and you need some more help, especially like with the stuff that I teach you today, looking for trading systems, some mindset stuff as well, then only for $4, go to johnsflashsale.com, or there should be a link in the description there. So let's go have a look at the gold and the mining sector, because something's really interesting happening with the mining sector, okay? So if I go look at the mining sector right now, the market is like, remember, the market is like an energy field, right? And if the market just keeps going down and down and down and down like this, eventually the sellers of the market get tired, and then inevitably we get a bit of a pullback, or we get a bit of a sideways movement, right? So the worst time to short the market is after it's been going down for a while. Why? Because we're likely to get a pullback. The worst time to buy the market is after we've been going up for a while, because we're likely to get a pullback. So with that being said, by looking at this market here, we've been going down for a long time with very little pullbacks. And if I bring up my weekly chart, you can see what I'm looking through here, right? You see look at this here. The market never just goes straight down or straight up. Look at this here. It goes up for a while and then we got a pullback. Go up for a while and then we got a pullback. We went up for a little bit, little pullback, up for a little bit, and then we got a big pullback. Strong up, down. Look at this here. We're getting a strong down move. So what's probably likely to happen real soon out of the GDX, the gold mining stocks? We're probably going to get something like that, right? So we're getting a really strong bounce. We're probably going to get a big strong bounce. And this move through here, if I go back to my daily charts now on the gold mining sector, we're probably getting towards the end of a move before we see the market. So I wouldn't be too surprised if this is an end of trend type of end of trend, because the market has been coming down before we start to see something like that. We could still get a little bit more downside, but where if you look at a move, say an overall move from the start here to say the end through here, right? And if you measure that from this is the start line 0, and this is 100, the end of the overall move. I'll say on the downside, I would say right now we're getting towards this right here is the 90%. So we're getting towards that 90 to 100% down through here. So again, we still may get a little bit more downside like this, probably maybe even a couple of days, but then we're probably going to start to see a return out. So trying to expect any good move out of the GDX is probably going to be a bit of a false move. Now looking at gold has also been doing something. Gold is also something really interesting that I'm seeing with gold. The big thing I'm seeing with gold right now is, if I zoom my charts out a bit more, let me bring on some trend lines, is look at this here. So we're at two major levels of support in the markets. And let me actually I'll take that off the screen there because we don't need that. But look where we are right now. Okay. So we've been coming down and we're at this level of support. So I wouldn't be too surprised if gold did flush it through here like that, get a bit of a flush down, because there's probably going to be a lot of stops underneath here. And what happens is the market runs the stops, then people go short, and then we could get a bit of and then what's likely to happen is we get a bit of a turnaround because it's flushed the support level. Because what's been happening is we've been coming down. We could possibly get a bit of a flush first and then a bit of a turnaround in the market. So there's a bit of a market update for you today, traders. Hope this helps you out, and I'll see you all soon.